Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of our Snapseed photo editing class. So, in this class today, we'll be looking at the remaining tools in Snapseed, which we were not able to complete. Alright, so let me import a picture from my gallery. Okay, so this is a picture we are going to work on, and for today, we'll be starting with the vintage tool. This is where we stopped. So, vintage tool. Now, the vintage tool, it's used to apply old style, gives you this old style film filters. Okay, it gives a kind of nostalgic film tone and everything, so you can use it for maybe stylish shots, portraits, retro. So now, portraits are your normal pictures. You can use it for maybe landscapes or just your of nature pictures. Now if you look closely down, you would see, sorry, let me turn this on. Now you can see this. We have 1, 2, 3. We have different ones, every one of them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are all different presets. Okay, any one of them, you can pick any one of them of your choice to use for this. So it gives you like 2 or 3 different color blend in one. So I'm going to go for number 4. And if you look up now, you can see brightness. Sorry, up here it shows brightness. So now I can decide to increase the brightness. So this is reduce the brightness and increase the brightness to how I want it to be. Just adjust it anyhow you want. The goal is to play around with it. Now if you scroll your finger up, you will see saturation, strengths, and vintage strengths. So now we have saturation. Saturation is a color to bring out the color of your image. So you can increase the saturation and you reduce the saturation. Reducing saturation makes it black and white, but black and white now it's already in the tone of the exact of this filter, so it can be black and white. Look at this also while in saturation, so let's give you that exact color tone of the vintage style. So you can use this to create really cool backgrounds or even wallpapers of your choice, and you can also sell them out as wallpapers and all that. So the next thing that we have now is style strength. Now style strength is how far you want, how much exposure you want for your filter to be applied. Because if I go to a different place, this is where you get your icons, by the way. This place, that's where you can get your presets. Sorry. Now if I go here and I click on 4, now you can see it's actually a bit deeper than the rest because I had to do style strength. That is the amount of exposure that you want. The next one is vintage strength. Vintage strength is how dark you want it to be. Like, you can see it's getting darker. If you increase it, it gets reduced, it's getting brighter. So that is how vintage strength works. Now this particular icon over here, this one now, it is to make it, give it a soft glow. Right now it is cross means it's not active. So if you tap on it, it's blue, it's active. It gives this kind of blurry kind of vibe. Just look at it, makes it blurry a bit. You can also make it blurry a bit. Now the next one here is, this is where you can find your tools, which is this, sorry, which are this brightness, saturation, and all that. So this is basically everything about the vintage tool. Now the next tool we're going to look at is grainy film. Now grainy film gives you a kind of classic film grain look. If you look, so now I'm going to zoom on it so you can see it very well. If you zoom on it and you increase the grain, you can see the way it is just like something you can see on your TV and stuffs like this. So you can decide to create a background with it. You don't really have to apply your own pictures on this. You don't have to apply it on your pictures or any pictures at all. You can just use it for backgrounds, landscape, and anyone. Then you can reduce it, you can increase it. You can also take your finger up. You can see style strengths, how you want it to be, how far applied you want it to be. So this is it. Now this icon here gives us different types of grainy film. We have the A03, A04. You can check any one of them you want. That is it. So even if you want to design, okay, you can even use it to design a Christmas kind of background because of the texture that it gives, like the way snow looks like, something like that, and all that. So this is basically everything. Then the next tool we are going to look at is the retro lux. This tool over here, retro lux. Now retro lux gives you a retro portrait kind of travel this thing effect. It adds this light leaks, scratches, and film effect on your picture. So I'm going to go, and things that you can also use retro lux to create amazing backgrounds. So I'm going to quickly import a picture so you can. So this is a plain background that I went ahead to my Pixel Lab. Pixel Lab is the app I used to design flies. I went ahead and I just tried to do it. And if you look over here, you can see, if you look here, you can see something called last edit. That is the last thing I did using this. I also had to create something crazy, just go around and play with it. So now you can go back to Retrolux. Then this is what it does. You can see it has already changed it. We have different presets. It was on 12. We have 1, 2, 3. You can just go around and you can create amazing backgrounds like, and from there you can even sell something called templates. You can sell templates are already made backgrounds and or filters or anything for someone to use. So you can decide to increase the brightness, the contrast, the saturation, the style strength. You can increase the scratches, how far you want it to be. You can increase the light streaks. Here's already a background already. You can increase the saturation. You can reduce it. You can do it anyhow you want. The goal is to play around with it. This is also to like give it different styles. This icon over here is like these two arrows. You can check out the different styles and how it is. These are your options. These are where your presets can be found, your filters and all that. So that's basically it. The next tool we're going to look at is this tool. Now this particular tool, this particular tool, sorry, this is the tool we're looking at now. So this particular tool, it's used for all these artistic and creative kind of edits. You can use it for portraits, artistic portrait. Artistic portrait simply means, let's say, like a kind of portraits, but like it's this kind of distorted. It has different kind of styles, different kind of images on top of it, something like that. Like let's say like a kind of pyramid. No, do I not say pyramid? Like kind of abstract image. So it's just for like to give an artistic vibe. So if you scroll your finger, you can see style. You can increase the style or reduce the style. You can see it's actually focused in the middle right now, so you can tap on this cycle and move it around to where you want it to focus on. You can see when I say increase it is focused on that side. You can move it, tap on it, move it here again, then reduce it. Let's say be focused on that particular place. Okay, let's say focus on where you want it. Then you can increase the brightness in that same place. You can increase the contrast from that side. You can increase the saturation there. And the texture strength, now you can see it became the texture strength, how far exposed you want that filter to be. Now the next one is also, this one is also to check all different styles. The same one, it's just the same thing like how we did the last filter, the last two. Then these are different presets of your choice, different filters already made for you. You can pick any one you want. So the main thing is just get creative. That's why it's easy. You can increase the texture strength, reduce it. So sometimes even if you're thinking of a kind of crazy background to do, let's say you're a graphic designer or you need a background for something, like just a plain background but you still have a lot of effects or something, you can easily just come here and play around until you get something that actually fits the kind of flyer you intend to design and all that. So the next tool we have is black and white, and is it black and white. Now black and white adds black and white to your picture. Okay, you can use it for architecture, streets, portraits and all that. So now it gives it a kind of deep kind of grainy film, because you also have green here also. Let me change the picture for this so you can see it better. So this picture is, let me quickly do it again. There's the picture. So this is it. This picture, black and white. So black and white, now you can increase the brightness, you can reduce it, you can also increase the contrast, that's the colors. Then grain, how all those things, we did green before already. It's kind of filmy vibe. Now in this tool over here, when you tap on it, this is what it does. It gives you the different colors of black and white shades rather. So this is red, this is orange, this is yellow, green, blue, different ways. You can now decide to edit them separately on their own. So now you can decide, this filter is mostly used for portraits, architectures, buildings, all those kind of things, landscape. It's also good for it and everything. You can also give yourself a very nice wallpaper from here. The main thing is just play around with the tools. These are everything. This is to get your style, your presets. Now the next one we have here is Neo. Now Neo also gives black and white. Neo is also like black and white. It's basically the same thing. So, but it has different colors also. We have SO1, SO2, SO3, SO4, all the way to HO3. So you can throw your finger up, you increase the brightness, you reduce the brightness, or you can also do wash. Wash is to wash off. The way wash simply means make it a little bit. Let me just show you now. See the way it is right now. So you can see some of the pictures actually a bit kind of bolder and everything. Some of the darker parts are getting lighter, something like that. That's like the main goal of wash. Now grain is also had that grainy film when they did that. Now filter strength, how far you want your filter to be applied on it. You can reduce it or you can increase it. This is where you get your tools. Then this is where you get your flyers. Sorry, your presets and everything. That's all for this. Then the next two we have here is the portrait tool. For portrait tool is portrait. So you need a selfie for this, you need close-up pictures for this, maybe fashion pictures for this, pictures for and the portrait tool basically is meant to adjust the portrait tool is meant to enhance the facial features. So I would change the picture for. So the portrait tool is meant to enhance our facial features rather, smoothen the skin and also add like a little bit of light effect. So this is portrait. So if you can see it, the first thing you see over here is, so it's going to go automatically. So let's just wait for it. Now it's on smooth one. If you can see it over there, this smooth one. Now we can see something called face spotlights. Okay, so we have different kind of spotlight. This face spotlight means it's going to work on only this face specifically. And if you look closely down, we see none. We see spotlight one, that's on the face. Spotlight two. Now we see smooth one. Smooth one, this is to smoothen the skin. So if I increase it, is making the skin a little bit kind of smoothing. If I reduce, you can see it's like soft a bit. It's like it's to work on the skin itself, smooth too. Then we have eyes. Eyes is like the clarity of eyes, how clear you want it to be. We have combo one, combo two, different colors. Now the main goal of this is that anytime you are doing something like this is actually for advanced editing. The main goal is that if you want to do any kind of spotlight on the person's face, that will be a color that actually matches the person's skin. That would be a color that matches this person's skin, and the spotlight one right now is already okay for our skin. So you can increase it or you can reduce it. You don't have to do maybe a little bit lightening. Then smoothing the skin, you can smoothen it like this. You can also reduce it. Now if you want to finish smoothing the skin, you can just use the healing tool for that. But I already sent a video on that. Then we have eye clarity. Eye clarity is to bring out the eyes. Like right now, if I zoom in on a eye, you can see that it's not really that wide. So let me increase it a bit. It's getting, let me, if I reduce it, you can see now. So it's different from the way it was. I'm just going to hold, then you can, you need to click on this place so you can see. If you look closely at the eye, you can see that okay, yeah, it's a bit whiter than before. That's eye clarity. And every other thing here, you can just play around with the filters, but make sure that there are filters that actually matches the face of the person. Then the next one here, we have pale, we have fair, we have medium, we have dark. Different kind of colors for the face. Any one of them you want is your choice. Then the next one here is so the same thing here. Okay, so this is everything, basically everything here. The eyes are already okay. I think we want more pale. You can see what it's doing to the bottom of our face. This is way too much. So that's basically it here. Now the next two we have here is the head pose. Head pose. Now head pose is to adjust the angle of the face. Okay, you want to adjust the angle of the face. You want to tilt it maybe to left, to right, and everything. Now, if you look closely, you can see something like an emoji. Then there are angles pointing to what the four cardinal points that is it. So I'm going to take my slide my hand to the left, to the right. Sorry. Then you can see our face is moving. Then take it to the right. This is what it does to our face. It just adjusts the person's face. These are professional. This is for advanced editing. Okay, so you have to be careful when doing it. Don't make it look fake. That's the main thing. And you don't really have to distort someone's face when you're designing, unless when you're editing, right? Unless the person actually wants that kind of thing. So the next one is or if it's necessary, we have pupil size. If you come over here, you will see it. Now, pupil size is to increase the pupil. So if I increase it right now, just like all these puppy dog eyes or whatever, this is how it does. You can reduce it, you can increase it, or just leave it the way it was before. Now we have smile. Smile is to increase the smile of the person's face. This is what it's doing to our face. So we're not going to do that. That does not look nice. Now the next one is vocal. And then vocal length is to adjust the face, to adjust the view, and every other thing. You can see it's changing our face view a bit. So that's it. That's basically everything for this particular tool. Then the next tool we have here is the lens blur. Now, sorry, I'm going to change the picture for this. The picture that I want to use for lens blur. Now, lens blur is to make other parts of the background a little bit kind of blurry. You can use it for portraits, you can use it for products, you can use it for any pictures of your shape. So I'm going to use it for this picture. And in this main picture, I actually want to focus on this pizza here in the middle. This particular pizza, sorry, this one here in the middle. This one I want to focus on. So now, this is my focus point where it's pointing at right now. The mid cycle that we can all see. This big cycle and the little one. So I can hold it and move it around to where I want to focus on specifically. And I can also pinch on the screen to reduce it or increase it how I want it to be. So you can turn your hand left or right, or you turn your fingers around your screen, just rotate it to focus on where exactly you want to not be blurry. So now I'm going to focus on this pizza. Okay, so I'm just going to widen it a bit so it can focus on that alone, so that other parts of the background are going to be blurry apart from the this particular pizza, because that is the main thing that I want people to see. Okay, I don't want anybody to get distracted with other images. So in case you're trying to, you have a particular image and you don't want people to get distracted, you can use this blur effect for it. Sorry, I'm just going to try to place this a bit. It's gonna be very tricky, so I'm just gonna quickly turn it. Okay, I'm already doing that. Then sorry, I'm trying to focus on this thing and let me quickly do that. So I'm going to pause the video for that. Alright, so this is it. I am now focused on this. Now if you look at this icon here, before I continue, this icon here, this is to change this orientation, because now it's in cycle form. I want it to be in square. This is like triangle, but I don't want to alter it because it's just focused right now. And then this is to get your filters, your tools. Now we have blur strength. Blur strength is how far you want the ones on the background to be blur. You don't have to make it too much. Okay, just a little bit is okay. The main background itself is already blurry, but you don't have to make it that blurry. Now we have the transition. Transition is this one. Now you can see it's increasing this cycle, and the parts that it's increasing to would not be that blurry. They won't be blurry as the other ones, so you can just increase it to how far you want it. Then we have strength. This vintage strength, that's like to make the particular parts darker, like to also make it darker a bit. Then if you come here, you can see different shapes on how you want it to be, but these are not really necessary. So now the next thing is, sorry, that was not supposed to happen. I'm supposed to see the final edit. Let me quickly do it again. Alright, so this is how it's going to look like now. Like I've successfully been able to blur the other parts and just focus on, and just make them focus here. Now people that see this image, the first thing they get to look at is this, because that part is not blurry. Before they even start making out what is at the blurry background, they'll look at this first. So that is it. This is how you can use the tool. The next tool we have here is the vignette tool. I don't know how to pronounce the name of that tool, but let me change the picture for that. Alright, so this is a picture of one of our students, and they have given us permission to edit this picture. So now the next tool is, this is the next tool. Is it? This is the next tool. Okay, so in this particular tool, it is used to apply old style theme. Apply old style. Well, that's, yeah, old style per se, but yeah, it also darkens and lightens the image for you. Then it's for, you can use it for portraits or still life. Now it's similar to vintage in a way, but it has, if you look up, you can see something called outer brightness. That means the outer part of the image is going to be brightened. It can be brightened, so it's going to just focus more on the middle part. So you can move it to anywhere you want to focus on which particular part you want it to be. Now right now, as I'm on outer brightness, every part of the picture is darkened apart from his face, because I had to move my hand there. Now I can also go to inner brightness. So this is something that you can do for advanced. This is more or less advanced editing. You can move it like this. You want to focus on that thing, so this is like just to focus on a particular place of the image. Now that's basically everything for this tool. No much details here, no much biggie here. Okay, the next tool we are going to look at is double exposure. So let me quickly change the picture for that. This is what we're going to use for our double exposure. Now double exposure, it's wild on its own, so I'm still going to send extra videos on it. Now the thing about double exposure is that it combines two photos together, creatively, because that's, you can't just combine two photos together and they look blur. That's to look nice. So now for people that want to start, for starters, I would advise you use silhouettes. This is an example of a silhouette. A silhouette pictures, those ones are actually better before you start using a normal picture where you can see the face. Before you start using pictures that are not black and white, start with silhouettes first, because it's easier for you to blend with silhouettes than when it's a normal picture. So now this is going to be the base. Is it the base? This is going to be the main thing. So we're going to go back to tools. Then wrong. Can't filter wrong. Double exposure. So this is double exposure. Now this icon here is to import the second picture that we want to be on top of the image to blend with it. So I'm going to quickly do that. Here's the picture I want to use again. This picture. So I also advise that when time you are starting out, use pictures that have plain backgrounds. Like right now, this particular picture, it has a white background. Use pictures that have plain backgrounds. Okay, so now you can pinch on your screen and zoom it to how far you want it to be. So I'm just going to do something like this on his body. I want it to be on his body, so I'm just going to do something like this. I want the trees to show inside his shirt, but not on his face specifically. I don't want anything to show on his face. So this is okay. Now, that is it. Let me just quickly show you what this does. This is to default. We have lighten or darken it. You can add, you can subtract, you can overlay. We are going to look at all these tools later when we're going into details about it. But I'm just going to show you a quickie, something you can quickly do. Now, this next tool here is also to like increase the opacity or reduce the opacity. So I'm going to increase the opacity because I really need it to be like this a bit so I can really see that green in it. So check mark. And this is it now. We're not done yet. We are not yet done. Wait, I think I made them. Oh, yeah, this is it. So this is it. But if you want, so now we're going to re-edit it now. Now this is where you come to. You go over to this tool here. Tap on the tool. Then you see revert. Okay, revert. So you tap on revert. Then oh sorry, wrong distance. So you're going to go over to this tool. Let me start again. I'm going to go over to this tool here. And when you tap on it, you will see view edit. So you're going to view your edits. Okay, view edits. Then double exposure. This icon, you will tap on this. Yeah, that's the right angle. That angle there, that's what you're going to tap on. So then you will tap on this one that has brush. This is what you would continue on. This is because you want to continue your edit, you want to work on it. So we're going to click on brush. Now this is it, start brush. Now this is the masking tool. This is called the masking tool. Okay, this is masking tool. This way you can do different kind. This way, I don't know, I sent a picture on how you can do behind it text. Like your image, you have an image and there's a text behind it, but the text also perfectly blends together with the image. You can use the masking tool for that. So this is what we're going to do. So I want to quickly check something. And this alright. Okay, so here we are. Now I'm going to quickly explain this tool. This particular tool here is to revert it. You can see what it's doing. It's just to revert it. So then this is to increase it. We were doing something like when we're doing the when we're looking at the brush tool, because you're gonna use the brush tool for all that. This is to see what you have done. So now I'm gonna tap on this because I want to work with that. So I'm just going to clean off everything that is white here. Oh no, that was way too much. Okay, let me just continue like that. I would advise that when you are doing this, you zoom on it so you can see what you are doing to make it better. You don't have to, so you won't make this kind of mistake I'm making. But for the fact that I'm already used to doing it, so to still be better. But let me zoom on it also, because I also need to zoom on it. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to do like this. Let's see what I did. Okay, just to check what you did. Now I'm going to clean out the remaining red spots that are there. I don't need that. Then I'm going to click my check mark, and this is it. Okay, this is a very simple double exposure technique. It is so simple, no stress, nothing there. So but I will send subsequent videos on how you can go more into double exposure, because learning double exposure is also like a creative part of it. You can even sell your edit as art and whatever. So that's basically everything. And when you're done, you tap on this arrow that is pointing here. Then you are done, then you can save it. Now we're gonna finish the tool. The next tool we have is the text tool. The text tool, if you see here, you can see it has different. Anyway, I'm gonna change the picture for this. Alright, so this is the next one. The next one we have is the text tool. The text tool. So now text tool is right empty. We have different lines, different colors, different types of style you want. You can pick any style of your choice. Go crazy. I'm almost out of space. Let me quickly finish this. So I'm gonna type. You can change the color, so whatever colors you want. These are your color code. This is your color palette. Just change your color. You can increase the opacity or reduce the opacity, and this is what they call invert. Invert means it's gonna be your image that is going to be hidden inside. It's going to be your image, so your text is coming out, then your image is going to the back. That's the invert tool, but we're not gonna work on that, so we're not using invert. We're taking it back. So this is basically everything about text. This is not basically everything, but there are also cool edits that you can make using the text tool, but I would make videos on that and send them later. So now, the next tool, the last tool we have here is frames. Frame is to frame your picture. Okay, you want to add frames to it. You can see different kind of frames. It's like to quickly finish your edits. Maybe you're someone that like frames. You can check different type of frames of your choice. Just be creative. Now we have the frame width. How you want it to be. You can, so that's everything here. There's nothing for you to scroll here, so just it. So now this is basically every single thing about Snapseed. This is how you can successfully use the Snapseed. Now we're going to go over to exporting, because we also have to, now we can export our pictures professionally and make it look better, so the quality is still okay. Let's go back to export. So let's assume I've already designed this already. I've just done something on it. I've edited it, but it's not editable. Let's just say I'm edited it. So I'm going to go to export. Then you can see share, save, export, and export as. So now I'll just advise you just click on export as. That way you're saving it in a document form. Then you can change the name to whatever you want to change it to, and you save it to your gallery, and that is basically everything. Or you come to just the normal export, and it does it for you by itself, and that is all. But most times if you want to make it more presentable, just use this. Okay, so that is all for today's class. Thank you so much, and I'll be sending assignments later to the group. I'll see you guys in the next class.